I'm Ben. 36. I fix broken networks for a living and broken cabinets for therapy. My wife is Jenna, 34, a marketing manager who can turn 3 slides into a 3-hour Zoom. 7 years married. No kids. One ficus named Tony who survives on spite and indirect light. 3 months ago my stress was normal, client outages, HOA emails about recycling. Then Jenna's work husband moved into 3C, 12 feet from our door, and my stress learned to deadlift. His name is Travis. You know the type. Perfect hair. Gym bag like a personality. That soft. Bro, I'm just helpful. Tone that makes you want to bubble wrap your wife. Jenna used to say. Relax, Ben. He's basically my office sister. Right, my mistake for not recognizing the beard. Management said it was temporary. Burst pipes across town, VIP tenants relocated here. You'll love your new neighbor. The property manager chirped, as if love were part of the lease. Jenna kept her eyes on her phone like it was defusing a bomb. 2 days later, a fresh welcome friend's doormat at 3C. The door swings open and Travis strolls out in joggers, cologne, and confidence. Ben! He grins, like we're old roommates. Odds that your wife's favorite coworker lands next door? Tiny. Odds he already knows your name, schedule, and the gym code? Disgustingly high. First sign something was off, Jenna's Zoom voice changed. Normally she's clear, quick, a little bossy. After Travis arrived, her camera went dark more often. Her mic glitched. Meetings slid later. Calendars filled with neat little events. Q3 SY&C, partner debrief, late collab. Partner. Cool. Which one of us? Second sign, the trash chute romance. Our floor has a chute at the end of the hall that sounds like a tuba when someone tosses a pizza box. Suddenly at 10:41 p.m. Clang. Muffled laughter. 2 sets of footsteps. Another night soft shushing, hiss of a can, the elevator ding. I step out with recycling and catch no one. The hallway camera blinks. Somewhere, a sitcom audience laughs. Third sign, the baby monitor. We don't have a baby. Friends across the courtyard do. I once helped them pair their fancy Wi-Fi cam and, don't judge, our TV still remembered it. One night I'm flipping inputs and the mic crosstalks for 5 seconds. I hear Jenna's voice like she's in our vent. No, don't stop, okay, don't stop. Then it snaps back to a sleeping toddler. I set the remote down like it hissed. I'm not a jealous guy. I'm a router guy. When something drops signal, I troubleshoot. So I tried normal. Want me to DoorDash Thai for your late sync? I ask Thursday casual. She smiles without showing teeth. No need. Travis is bringing pho. He's like a soup concierge. Soup concierge. I chew that phrase like burnt toast. Friday, hall encounter. Travis carries a box fan. Humidity, man. He asks if I can look at his Wi-Fi because uploads are tragic. Reflex takes me into 3C. 2 wine glasses in the sink. Lipstick on one, Jenna's shade. A throw blanket we own. The candle we bought on our self-care Saturday. And draped over a chair? The gray Helix hoodie I gave Jenna last fall. He pretends not to see me clocking it. You're a lifesaver, dude. I fix his network anyway. Ethics of the trade. You don't leave a modem crying because your stomach is. That night I pitch a date. You and me. No screens. She's tired. Saturday she's at Target for 3 hours and returns with a single eucalyptus branch. Sunday she's bright, chatty, wants true crime. I fall asleep 15 minutes in because foreshadowing loves irony. Tuesday, elite bubbles paint above our guest bath. Building insurance calls, Jenna's listed as contact. I'm at the table, she takes it on speaker, not realizing I can hear. Yes, we're home most nights. She chirps. It's just me, and sometimes my coworker when we're collaborating late. The adjuster asks, any secondary occupants? No. she says. Just us. Us. I can be many things. I cannot be plural when the other plural is in 3C. That evening the elevator opens and out step Jenna and Travis. They nearly collide with me. He recovers first. Hey, neighbor. Too bright. Jenna's eyes do a triangle from my face to the hallway cam to nothing. Some people lie with words. My wife lies with directions. We were just talking about the Q3 deck, she says, pointing at the ceiling. Decks live on floors, but sure. Cool, I say. I've got a deck too. Wooden. Out back. He laughs too loud. She strangles her tote strap. We split. I lock our door. She clatters pans like a cooking show scored by anxiety. Turkey burgers? She asks. We haven't had those in a while. Perfect, I say. I'll do the grill. We don't own a grill. I go to the balcony and call my brother. Dump everything in one breath. He says, Want me to drive over? I say no. I need facts, not fists. Then document Benny, he says. Screenshots beat screaming. So I become a reluctant archivist. Notebook by the door. Dates. Times. Shoot clangs. Elevator dings. Meeting titles. Hoodie sightings. I don't want to be a detective. But when joists creak, you brace the frame. Debbie from HOA, picture a crossing guard who reads bylaws for fun, announces a pilot program Friday, a small drone to inspect the roof and monitor balcony heat loss. She adds a smiley that looks like a citation. I vote yes because democracy, and also because I underestimate God's sense of humor. Friday night, 9:02, a faint buzz. 9:03, a shadow zips past our blinds. 9:04, Debbie drops a link in the building chat. Live demo, HOA roof scan. The stream tilts over our row of balconies like a nosy seagull. There's our railing. Next 3C. Slider open. The edge of a couch. A sneaker on the floor. Two silhouettes. One of them wearing my gray Helix hoodie. The chat explodes, while those seals. Great angle. Like we're all admiring cock and not my marriage in 720p. I don't type. I save the stream. My thumb hovers over. Record. Fire still burns, in case you were curious. Jenna's phone lights on our coffee table. Travis. Dumpster run? Trashcan emoji. Very romantic. I watch our peephole. Wait. Clang goes the chute. Two sets of steps, soft and practiced. I don't storm into hallways. I don't throw punches. I press the pen into the page until the nib squeaks. Time. Sound. Message. Save. I put Tony the ficus on the floor because even plants don't need this show. Look, I'm not the tragic hero here. I'm a man who knows his worth and remembers where he leaves his hoodie. And I just watched it walk out of an apartment that isn't mine. Tomorrow, I stop pretending. Calmly. Directly. No audience. Jenna speaks best when the clapping ends. Morning. 2 mugs. No audience. I slid her a coffee like a subpoena. Let's just do the truth, I said. Tiny sentences. No adjectives. Jenna wrapped both hands around the mug like she was trying to warm a story into existence. Ben, you're being intense. Short sentences, I repeated. She exhaled. It's not physical. Cool, I said. Then you won't mind me asking the baby monitor. She blinked. The what? I pointed at the TV remote. Our friend's Wi-Fi cam still loves our HDMI input. Sometimes it catches neighbor noise. Hallway mics are messy. Vents carry sound. Buildings are gossipy. That's illegal, she said, defaulting to rural voice. It's accidental, I said. And temporary. Like your neighbor. She stared. Then she tried a different lane. It's emotional. I've been lonely. You're always troubleshooting something. Travis listens. Right, I said. He listens great for a guy who types with one hand. She flinched. You don't know anything. I know a hoodie, I said. Mine. On his couch. On your shoulders on the drone stream. I know the shoot schedule. I know late collabs don't smell like pho. She set the mug down, careful, like it could explode. Ben, I didn't plan. Nobody ever plans a house fire, I said. They still buy extinguishers. Silence. Tony the ficus stood in the corner like a bored bailiff. Okay, she said at last. Yes, I got close to him. Yes, I crossed lines. But I never. She pantomimed air quotes around a word she couldn't say before coffee. The TV saved me from a sermon. The input hiccuped, catching 5 seconds of hallway audio before snapping back to a sleeping toddler 2 buildings over. Not much, just a door click, sneakers squeak, and Travis's whisper. Same time tonight? It was like the building itself rolled its eyes. Jenna went pale. That could be anyone, she said. Sure, I said. The anyone who texts you dumpster run? Wastebasket at 9:12. She looked at the floor. I'm not happy, she said, as if she'd discovered gravity. Then we fix it or we file it, I said. But we stop pretending. She straightened, found her edge again. If you leave right now, I'll tell people you're controlling. That you're cold. Add consistent, I said. And keeps receipts. I slid a small notebook across the table. Dates. Times. Shoot clangs. Elevator dings. Her face flickered through 3 stations: outrage, shame, calculus. She picked the one that kept her dry. I want counseling, she said. We can work through this. Happy to do counseling, I said. After attorneys. Clean lines first. Feelings later. Her jaw tightened. So you're punishing me? No, I said. I'm protecting me. She stood. I'm going to shower. Use the guest bath, I said. Ceiling leak. Insurance wants photos before steam. She left, muttering something about boundaries. I stared at my coffee until it stopped shaking. At 10:23, my phone rang with a number labeled Helix HR. I let it go to voicemail, then Curiosity 1. Hi, Ben, a calm voice said when I called back. Marla from Helix. You were listed as an emergency contact for Jenna. Is now a bad time? Depends what for, I said. We're conducting a climate review connected to the flood relocation, she said, corporate gentle. We've had anonymous reports about policy concerns, after-hours cohabitation between peers, possible misuse of corporate housing, and blurred manager/subordinate boundaries. We're reaching out to emergency contacts because emergency information and home access sometimes intersect with these issues. A beat. We're not asking you to confirm anything personal. We do, however, want to make sure Jenna is safe and has support. We'll be interviewing residents who may have observed building policy issues, like back entrance use and noise complaints. I stared at Tony. The plant looked impressed. I appreciate the heads up, I said carefully. I'm not comfortable discussing Jenna. I can say the building has noise. Our HOA president is enthusiastic. Marla chuckled, the way HR laughs when they've met several Debbies. Understood. If you decide to share anything, we have an anonymous ethics portal. She texted me a link. Also, for what it's worth, work husband is not a job title here. Good policy, I said. After we hung up, I just sat there listening to the compressor in our fridge. HR called me before I even thought to call them. That's not a sign. That's a billboard. Jenna emerged in a towel like a citizen in a toothpaste ad. Who was that? Your HR, I said. Climate review. Color drained, then returned in a new shade, indignation. That's ridiculous. We're adults. We can collaborate where we want. Marla says cohabitation in corporate placements is a no, I said. Also, quick housekeeping. When you collaborate, don't use my hoodie as a guest pass. I'll do what I need, she snapped. Cool, I said. So will I. I spent the afternoon doing what men do when their life tilts, chores. Vacuum lines like crop circles. Windex diplomacy. I photographed the leak for insurance, the hallway for the property manager, the notebook for my future attorney. I didn't feel brave. I felt accurate. Around 5, my brother texted status. Calm, I wrote back. HR called. Baby monitor cameo. She wants counseling after we redact the last 3 months. He replied with a thumbs up and a meme of a raccoon washing its hands, clean hands, full hearts, can't lose. Jenna hovered in the kitchen doorway. Are you really lawyering up? I'm really setting boundaries, I said. A lawyer is a boundary with a business card. She swallowed. I never meant to hurt you. That line, I said, is a fire blanket you throw after the couch is ash. She looked like she might cry. I didn't chase the tear. That used to be my sport. Now I let the room have its weather. At 7:06, the building chat pinged, Debbie reminding everyone about quiet hours and elevator hygiene. Subtext, your drone cameo was loud. Then a second ping. Roof scan highlights attached. She'd pulled stills. Cropped. Numbered. I scrolled past our rail, past 3CS open slider, past a silhouette in a hoodie I recognized by thread count. I saved nothing. I didn't need to. The truth didn't require me to turn it into television. Jenna disappeared into the bedroom. 10 minutes later, the doorknob clicked. She reemerged dressed for a jog she wouldn't take, hair up, face bare. I'm going to grab air, she said. Collaborative air or solo? I asked. She didn't answer. The lock turned. The hallway swallowed her footsteps. I sat at the table and wrote one sentence on a fresh page. I am not auditioning for the role of reasonable doormat. Then I underlined it until the paper almost tore. The TV input hiccuped again. A door. A whisper. The chute's metal tuba. I didn't run to the peephole. I didn't sprint down the hall. I just wrote the time. The sound. The fact that HR called before I did. I'm not here to burn the building down. I'm here to red tag the unit that's unsafe and move my tools to higher ground. Tomorrow I'll call an attorney. Tonight I'll sleep on the good pillow and let Tony keep watch. He's better at it than I am, and he never pretends a draft is a breeze. Helix HR booked our building's club room for interviews. Calling it a club room is generous. It's a carpet rectangle with a Keurig, 2 dying ferns, and a sign that says please do not move the foosball table. Marla from HR set up a laptop and a stack of folders like she was about to audit Christmas. Debbie from HO arrived first, carrying a binder thick enough to stop a bullet. The spine read, drone highlights and MISC violations. She smiled at me like a cop who just got new radar guns. Good morning, Ben. Brought refreshments. She held up a flash drive. Marla took it like communion. Thank you, Ms. Hargrove. Debbie corrected. Ms. Hargrove is for violations. I was scheduled at 10 o'clock. Jenna at 10:30. Travis at 11 o'clock. The symmetry felt rude. Marla started with a script. This is not disciplinary. It's climate. We're ensuring our temporary housing isn't abused. Understood, I said. I'll keep to facts. Great, she said, pen ready. What have you observed relevant to building policy, not personal relationships? So I kept it boring and devastating. Late night noise from 3C after quiet hours. Frequent use of the trash chute as a meet and greet. Open balcony slider during drone pass. 2 silhouettes. A gray Helix hoodie in the frame. Mine. Marla didn't blink. Have you experienced any work impact? Jenna's late collabs increased, I said. I heard hallway whispers through vent crosstalk. I've documented times. That's all I've got. She nodded, then delivered the part that told me I was not the main source. We also have key-fob telemetry for 3C, guest entry logs, and expense reports attached to the corporate lease. We're cross-referencing. Telemetry. Guest logs. Expense reports. HR didn't just show up with vibes. Debbie leaned in. Would you like the stills labeled or unlabeled? Marla smiled. Labeled is lovely. Debbie slid over a color print of 3CS balcony during the drone demo. She'd circled the hoodie like a science fair. At the bottom she'd typed, FIG. 7. Open slider, 2104, 2 occupants. She is the chaos I didn't know I needed. My interview took 12 minutes. Marla thanked me, handed me a card with an ethics URL, and offered me a mint. It tasted like boundaries. In the hall, I passed Jenna on her way in. She wore that I'm cooperative outfit, navy blouse, ponytail, minimal makeup. Our eyes met. 7 years of muscle memory told my mouth to soften. I kept it neutral. How's Tony? She asked, as if the plant were our son. Stubborn, I said. She half smiled. Like his. She stopped. Never mind. I watched her disappear into the room. Through the wall I could hear muffled professionalism. Debbie's binder thumped. Marla's pen clicked. I pictured figure 7 landing between them like weather. At 11:04, Travis arrived late on purpose, sunglasses indoors, phone glued to his palm like a stage prop. He nodded at me the way a gym bro nods at a dumbbell rack. Hey, man. I nodded back at the wall. He went in. The door shut. 30 seconds later, through the thin drywall, I heard a chair scrape and a voice that was all muscle and no lawyer. This is ridiculous, Travis said. I'm a top performer. Marla's tone didn't change. This is policy. Debbie's tone did. An HOA. I went upstairs. Not to eavesdrop anymore. To sit with Tony and breathe. I watered him. He didn't clap, but he stood straighter. At 1:12 p.m., Jenna texted, we should agree to no contact with Travis outside work. Clean slate. I replied, good boundary. Put it in writing with HR. Copy me. She sent back a thumbs up. 30 minutes later, an email hit. Subject, no contact outside work. CC Marla. It said all the right things in all the right fonts. If printed, it would frame well. It lasted 47 minutes. At 1:59, my TV input hiccuped again and dragged in 5 seconds of hallway audio, the building's idea of a laugh track. Door. Whisper. Travis. Back stare. 2 minutes. Then silence. The toddler across the way dreamed on. I didn't run to the peephole. I wrote the time. I took a photo of the subject line. I breathed. At 2:11 my phone buzzed. Unknown number. This is property management, the voice said. We received a complaint about repeated after-hours back entrance use by non-registered guests. We'll be reviewing camera logs. Check the stairwell, I said. Between 3 and 2. You seem informed, he said. I'm home, I said. At 3:40, I got my first laugh in weeks. Not a mean one. A bark from somewhere saying. Debbie posted in the building chat. Back stairs are not romantic. Also, please do not hold the fire door open with a sneaker. Attached, a blurry shoe and a hand I recognized by watch tan. The caption, figure 12, not a doorstop. Someone replied with a gif of a raccoon stealing a slice of pizza. Debbie pinned it like it was evidence. I lost it. I laughed. Alone. Mid-sentence. Mid-spite. Because the universe hired a stand-in named Policy, and she wore kitten heels and a laminated badge. At 5:05, Marla called. 2 quick notes, she said. 1. Thank you for staying factual. 2. Effective immediately, employees in corporate housing are not permitted to host coworkers after 8 p.m. without written approval. We've posted it. You mean you've named the raccoon? I said. She chuckled. We've named the raccoon. At 6:12, Jenna knocked on our door instead of using her key. Small gesture, big headline. We made a pact, she said. No contact. 47 minutes, I said. She closed her eyes. Ben. I held up a hand. No adjectives. She took a breath. I messed up. I'm embarrassed. I don't want to be that person. Then stop being her, I said. I'm not your parole officer. She nodded, eyes wet. Can we try counseling? After lawyers, I said. I'll send 3 names. Pick one. She swallowed. Are you leaving? I'm separating, I said. Different thing. I pointed at the guest room. I'll take that this week. You take the bedroom. We rotate common spaces. No overnights in 3C. We draft a simple agreement so we don't fight about forks. You're serious, she whispered. I'm tired, I said. We set terms like adults who had broken something delicate and didn't want to cut our hands worse picking up the pieces. Separate rooms. Shared calendar for the kitchen like we're roommates. No guests after 10. No 3C. Period. If HR schedules, you go. If HOA emails, you read. She agreed. I typed. We both signed. It wasn't romance. It was plumbing. Stop the leak. Dry the wall. Decide later if the room still belongs in the house. At 8:22, the building chat pinged again. Debbie. Reminder. Drone flyover paused until further notice. We appeared to have learned enough. A smiley face that felt kind. She added, Welcome committee meets Saturday. Coffee in the lobby. Translation, we'll be normal again, just not today. Jenna slept in the bedroom. I took the guest room with Tony. I lay there, eyes on the ceiling fan, listening to a building that finally sounded like itself. Pipes. Elevators. The kind of noise that doesn't lie. In the morning, my brother texted, How's policy? Busy, I wrote. And effective. Next up is lawyers and logistics. HR will do what HR does. HOA will laminate the minutes. I'll take my ring off the dresser and put it in a box with the screwdriver set I don't let anyone borrow. I'm still not the tragic hero. I'm a guy with a ficus, a ledger, and a life that will not audition for chaos. The drone saw what it saw. The mic heard what it heard. But the thing that changed everything was smaller, a signed roommate agreement, and a laugh I didn't expect. Tomorrow, attorneys. Today, coffee. And a quiet hall. 2 consultations, 1 cardigan. The first lawyer sounded like a podcast about vengeance. The second, Erica, spoke like a level bubble, perfectly centered. We'll keep it clean, she said, sliding a yellow pad toward me. Temporary separation terms, financial guardrails, and a paper trail HR could salute. By lunch she drafted a memorandum of separation that made our roommate pact grow teeth. Separate bedrooms, no overnights by coworkers, shared calendar for common spaces, personal spending from personal accounts, and an explicit no 3C entry clause with consequences. You're not punishing, Erica said. You're defining. I signed. Jenna signed after a long stare at the penalties. That stare was a eulogy. At 2:40 p.m. HR beat the drum. Subject line, administrative leave, Travis Caro. Effective immediately, badge access suspended pending review of corporate housing policy, expense irregularities, and workplace boundary concerns. There was a footnote about returning company property, which I read as my hoodie. I forwarded it to Erica and watered Tony. He stood taller. We're all into growth this week. Around 6, Jenna knocked instead of keying in, small respect, noted. She looked like a truce flag, plain sweater, no eyeliner. I'm cooking, she said, chin up. For you. And a men's dinner. Club rooms empty at 8. Check the bylaws, I said. No open flame, booze needs a permit. She rolled her eyes. It's dinner, not a rave. At 7:58 I walked into a scene from a catalog, string lights, a folding table with a borrowed runner, 2 wine glasses, and 6 scented candles, Open flame doing Pilates. A Bluetooth speaker whispered soft piano. There was chicken. There was apology face. There was also Debbie, gliding in with a clipboard like an avenging angel in kitten heels. Evening, she chirped. Per section 9(3), no candles. Also, alcohol requires a 1-day license. Also, the foosball table must not be moved. She pointed at the foosball table, which was, in fact, moved, serving as a buffet. Jenna wilted. Debbie, we're having a private. Correct, Debbie said. Privately violating 3 bylaws. I should have been embarrassed. I wasn't. I was weirdly grateful to outsourcing the part where I say no. I'll help, I told Debbie, and blew out candles like birthday wishes I didn't want. One relit itself, trick wick, symbolism unsubtle. Debbie produced a spray bottle and misted it like a houseplant you don't trust. Fire code, she said. And respect code. Jenna's eyes were glass. I wanted to show effort. You did, I said gently, gesturing to the contract visible under the runner. But effort without boundaries is confetti. Pretty. Messy. Gone by morning. We ate at the foosball table anyway, Waters per Debbie, and Jenna talked in short, honest stabs. I like being wanted, she said. I like not waiting for my turn in your head. It landed and hurt because there was truth in it. I should have said it, she added softer. Not audition for it next door. I hear you, I said. But I can't unknow the past 3 months to fix the next 3. She nodded, chewing hope like it was tough. Are you leaving? I'm formalizing the separation, I said. If we rebuild, it'll be with permits, not vibes. Unexpected event, property management popped a head in. Quick note, 3 CS key logs show after hours door props. Fire marshal says hello? Jenna flinched like the sentence hit her shoulder. I signed the incident form because everyone signs everything now. Back upstairs, the hallway felt longer. We passed 3C. Badge reader blinked red. Travis's, welcome friends. Matt sat crooked, like even the letters were rethinking allegiances. In the guest room, I boxed the last sentimental shrapnel, our anniversary cork, a photo strip, the ticket from a concert that used to feel like forever. I didn't throw them out. I just shelved them. Some things don't need fire, they need distance. Before bed, Erica emailed a clean PDF of our signed memo and 3 next steps, filed the separation with the court. Simple, not dramatic. Open a solo checking account. Peace costs money. And schedule a mediator. So feelings don't run the meeting. It read like a recipe. I like recipes. Jenna knocked once more. Thank you for not humiliating me, she said. I'm not your revenge, I said. I'm my boundary. She nodded. Good night, Ben. Tony rustled in the AC draft like applause. I turned off the light and slept 6 straight hours. Not joy. Accuracy. Tomorrow I file. Tonight I breathe. Erica filed our memorandum with the court at 9:07 a.m. It felt like dropping a pin on a map, here. Not forever, not doom, just coordinates. She slid me 3 to-dos. Open a solo checking account, move recurring bills off the joint card, and schedule a mediator. This keeps feelings from chairing the meeting, she said. I like Erica's religion. At 10:12, property management taped orange notice 2 cure papers to 3C in the stairwell. No door propping, no after-hours guest access, fine schedule attached like a menu. Debbie took a photo of the notices as if they were sunrise. Caption in the building chat, Figure 14, rules, in their natural habitat. At noon, a courier handed Jenna a certified envelope. Helix letterhead. Corporate housing, immediate review. 2 options for Travis, vacate within 72 hours or move to a hotel Helix pays for while HR investigates. Badge access remains suspended, key-fob logs and expense reports under audit. There was a line about conduct unbecoming of someone wearing company-branded apparel after hours. I closed my eyes and pictured my hoodie in a courtroom. Exhibit A cotton, 60-40 blend, per boundaries. At 1:03, my ethics portal link buzzed with an update request. I attached exactly 3 files, the drone still labeled figure 7, the no contact outside work, a mail timestamp, and a screenshot of the baby monitor hiccup with a note. Source is a mispaired input. I will not share more of it, and have since unpaired. I wasn't out to humiliate anyone. I was out to stop pretending air freshener fixes a gas leak. At 2:30, Travis knocked on our door like a salesman who doesn't understand. No soliciting. I opened, phone in my hand, camera off but ready. Dude, he said, lifting his sunglasses like they were credentials. We should talk. We shouldn't, I said. HR asked us not to. He leaned on the jamb, casual bordering on trespass. Everything got blown up out of proportion. That's what explosions do, I said. He tried a soft pitch. Jenna's not happy, man. I'm aware, I said. She told me. With nouns. He huffed. You're really going to hide behind policy? I'm going to stand behind it, I said. It's sturdier than vibes. Debbie's door laced open across the hall. Clipboard. Kitten heels. Hi, boys, she said brightly. Back entrance cameras still record audio. Also, Ben, here's the sign-up sheet for welcome committee. And Travis. HR called to say they'll need you to sign for a hotel key at 4 o'clock. Lobby. She beamed like she just announced cupcakes. He stiffened. You can't stalk me, he snapped. Debbie blinked like a cat acknowledging a fly. I moderate a chat. It's different. He muttered something about lawyers and walked off. The elevator swallowed him. Jenna came home mid-afternoon carrying a paper grocery bag like a peace treaty. She held up spaghetti, a jar of marinara basil. No candles, she said before I could. I checked section 9. 3. We ate at the kitchen island, me in silence, her in small truths. Marla put me on a project in a different division, she said. Remote. New manager. No proximity. She picked at the basil. She also said relocation might be wise. Across town? I asked. Across state, she said. Charlotte. 6 months. Could be good for me. For us if there's an us later. I let the sentence sit. The old me would have grabbed it like a life raft. The current me watched it float past and asked a practical question. Will you go? I don't know, she said. Part of me thought you'd tell me not to. Part of me hoped you would. I'm done managing other adults' choices, I said gently. If you go, you go. If you stay with rules. She nodded and wiped her eye with a paper towel so she wouldn't ruin mascara she hadn't put on. I am sorry, she said, and for once it wasn't a weather report about her feelings. It was a sentence with a subject and a verb. It landed. It didn't renovate the house. At 6:48, my phone pinged with the deposit notification. Jenna had transferred half of the last 3 months' joint card charges to my new account. No note. Just math. I respected the hell out of that. At 7:10, Debbie slid an envelope under our door. Inside, a laminated card titled Quiet Hours 101 and 2 earplugs shaped like tiny gavels. I laughed so hard I had to sit down. Jenna looked at me like she'd missed the joke. It's nothing, I said, wiping my eyes. It's everything. At 8 o'clock, HR hit send, policy update, corporate housing. No coworker visits after 8 p.m. without written approval. No collaboration in personal units, period. All welcome mats, removed if you are a temporary placement. Debbie posted a photo of Travis's mat being carried away by a maintenance guy like a fallen banner. Caption, Figure 16, symbolism. I laughed again. At myself. At all of this. It felt healthy. Like a muscle remembering emotion. At 9:22, the world attempted one last bit of slapstick. The building fire alarm chirped once, low battery in a hallway detector. A door somewhere popped. A sneaker wedged it, not a doorstop, see figure 12. The mic hiccuped right then and coughed up a whisper. Just say goodbye, a voice said. Jenna's voice. Then a second voice, low. Travis. 2 minutes. I could have sprinted. I could have turned it cinematic. Instead, I stepped into the hall, held up the laminated quiet hours card, and said, Back inside, both of you. They froze, guilty mannequins in a fluorescent diorama. Jenna's face pooled with shame I didn't pour. Travis backed away like the floor was lava. Debbie's door clicked. She didn't even step out, she just called. 10 seconds to close, folks! Like a game show. The door shut. The sneaker skittered free. The alarm stopped chirping. Back in our kitchen, Jenna stood with both hands on the counter. It wasn't short sentences, I said. Tiny nouns. Goodbye, she said. Make it email, I said. Copy HR. She nodded, swallowed, went to the bedroom, and typed her future. I brewed decaf and watered Tony. He is terrible at advice and excellent at standing through storms. At 10:04, Travis wheeled a suitcase down the hall. The elevator took him. The lobby took the rest. I watched from our peephole long enough to know I wouldn't miss that sound. Before bed, Erica texted, Mediator confirmed for Thursday 2 p.m. Bring your calm. I'll bring mine. I set the alarm, placed the laminated quiet hours card on my nightstand like a saint, and slept 7 unbroken. It wasn't victory. It was weight redistribution. Policy carried what my spine shouldn't, and I finally let it. The mediator's office looked like a dentist's waiting room that read Breen Brown once. Soft chairs. Calming art. A bowl of indifferent mints. Erica sat beside me with her level bubble smile. Across from us, Jenna, hair pulled back like she wanted to be aerodynamic, and a cardigan that hoped to be forgiven. The mediator, a gray suit with kind eyes, opened with, We're not here to win. We're here to stop bleeding. I liked him immediately. We kept it simple. Our memo became official. Separate rooms, finance fence, no 3C, no after hours with coworkers, shared calendar, and a clause that said if either of us wanted to reconcile, we'd say it out loud to each other before doing auditions with anyone else. Jenna added, and counseling, after the dust settles. Done. Paper signed. Pens down. It felt like bolting a railing onto a staircase you should have had years ago. Then the choice landed on the table like a folded map. Helix offered Jenna a 6-month transfer to Charlotte. New division, new manager, corporate housing with cameras and a policy laminated to the welcome basket. I can go, she said, voice steady. Work on me. Give this space. Or I can stay and we try, slow, clinical, boring. Boring used to hurt my pride. Now it sounded like oxygen. I looked at Erica. She looked at me like a mirror. I'm not promising marriage counseling, I said. But I won't block your move. If you go, do it for you, not as a stunt to trigger me into heroics. A long exhale. Then I'll go, she said. I need the version of me who doesn't choose fire. We shook hands, not romantic, not cold. Accurate. Back home, the building had gone full Debbie. New signs by the stairs, and no door propping. No coworker visits after 8 p.m. No candles. The font was cheerful, the message was not. You could almost hear bylaws humming. And because the universe loves a final test, it tried one. I was grabbing mail when Travis rounded the corner with a rolling suitcase and a speech. Ben, man. Debbie didn't even open her door. She called through it like a stage manager. Lobby. 4 o'clock. Hotel key. Good luck. A maintenance guy walked by carrying the last of the welcome friends, mats like fallen flags. Travis looked at me, at the sign, at the camera light. His shoulders gave up first. It wasn't worth it, he muttered. I agree, I said, and meant it in more ways than one. That night Jenna forwarded me her HR transfer letter and a screenshot of a one-way flight. No grand paragraphs. Just logistics and a 2-word subject line, clean start. I replied with 3, send the address? Not a promise. A courtesy. I spent my first free evening in months doing nothing impressive. Vacuum lines. Laundry from warm to folded in one sitting. I put the laminated quiet hours card back in the drawer because the hall didn't need reminding, it was obeying. The baby monitor stopped hiccuping after I finally purged the pairing profile. Look at me, solving the problem I created. I set my ring, a photo strip, and the foosball night earplugs shaped like gavels into a shoebox and slid it to the back of the closet. Some relics deserve shade, not ceremony. Tony the ficus stood by the window like a green metronome. I watered him, missed the pot, laughed at myself, full, stupid good. No audience. No punchline. Just a sound my chest remembered. Here's what I know now: policy can carry weight your spine shouldn't. Boundaries are kindness with steel in it. And quiet isn't something you beg from a liar, it's something you build bolt by bolt, until even the hallway agrees to keep its voice down. Jenna moves next week. Maybe we'll be 2 decent people again someday, waving across a state line without flinching. Maybe not. Either way, I'm okay. I'm not a victim. I'm the guy who read the manual, labeled the breakers, and turned off the circuits that kept shocking him. The lights still work. They're just mine now. Thanks for listening till the end. Subscribe to the channel, even more shocking stories are coming your way.